Welcome back to BVarsity Live, everybody. Last segment here, and we bring in Liberty defensive lineman Kurtis Brown. He's finishing up his junior season, heading into your junior year, heading into your senior season.
Yes,
and recently, just this week, had the big news that everybody was waiting for. I know that everybody in your family is waiting for.
Yeah.
Committed to the University of Arizona to play, so we congratulate you on that, Kurtis.
Thank you.
Nice hat.
And sporting the hat already and everything.
Yeah,
Obviously, things can change, but it certainly seems like you are going to be an Arizona Wildcat at this point. And first question, we asked you this during the break. You had talked about waiting at least until the summer, possibly until your senior season or afterwards, heading into signing day next year. Why did you kind of bang the gavel down now and say this is the time to do it?
Yeah, just like Gabe, I just couldn't pass up on this amazing opportunity to be a Wildcat and join Anthony there in that perfect system that fits my playing style.
Was there a moment, I know you took a visit down to Tucson, was there a specific moment where you said, you know what, I think I'm going to do this?
It was probably in the talk with Anthony after practice. I was just talking to him. I was just looking around. I'm like, yeah, I want to play here every Saturday.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so you and Anthony, who played together at Liberty for just 1 year?
Yeah.
Just 1 year. Yeah, you'll have a couple years together, I'm thinking, at Arizona, so that'll be cool. Your recruitment really took off this spring. So you could have probably waited, maybe gotten a couple more offers, taken all 5 of your officials, really played the field, so to speak, which some guys do, even though maybe they know where they're going. Why is that not you? You'd rather get it over with, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'd rather get it over with and commit to the Arizona. To also help them with recruitment, get a few players from like that Pasadena area. I have a few players who I've been talking to, and just help our recruitment just get better and get the 2017 class the best that Arizona's ever had.
We were talking in the break about different things coaches will do to recruit, and Jim Harbaugh, slumber parties and bursting into classrooms and those sort of things. Rich Rod's kind of a character. Give us a Rich Rod story from your career. Did he say anything, do anything slightly crazy or that surprised you or that impressed you, anything?
Well, I haven't really talked to him in my recruitment process. Okay. It's always been Chris Singletary or my defensive line coach. But, yeah, I just called him for my commitment. That was really it.
Okay. How did he react?
Oh, he was ecstatic. He was super excited. He was glad to have me a part of the board. He's always wanted me since he offered me, he said. So it's great that a coach really liked me that much.
Definitely. And then go ahead, Trevor.
And I hate to see him go from Boise, but you guys are great. And, you guys have a great defensive coordinator, Marcel Yates. That guy, for a secondary coach, he's a ball hawk type coach. So it works out really well for Anthony because it's going to allow Anthony to kind of play closer up to the ball and really be aggressive, which works well for him. And it works well for you, too, because it allows you to kind of, hone in on your skills. How much have you talked to Anthony about Coach Yates, or how much have you talked to Coach Yates about, what you can bring to the table for the Wildcats?
Yeah, and that talk with Anthony after practice, he was just talking to me over the system and how great it is and how it fits both of our playing types. And he just said that we would both succeed very well there, and I believed it and took it to heart.
Yeah.
Your Twitter feed blew up. I'm sure you were getting text messages and phone calls out the ears, and that I don't know that there's another moment quite like it where you can control when it happens, and everybody congratulates you, and it's maybe not unique, but it's a rare thing. Not everybody gets to do that scholarship, especially to a big time school. Yeah. Did that catch you by surprise, or how did you react to all that attention and all that love and praise people were giving you?
Yeah, I committed a little late at night. I didn't expect all that love. As soon as I committed, posted it, I was calling some people, and I come back and my Twitter feed is just blowing up. People are calling me, just congratulating me. It was
asking you to do interviews. I mean, those guys are just the worst, man.
Your face probably hurt from smiling so much that night. But one of the good things about getting out of the way, you get to focus on high school football for another year. You mentioned academics, working out, staying in shape. Where does your focus go now, and how glad are you that you are able to sort of put recruiting to the side for the time being?
Yeah, right now, just schoolwork, working out, getting actually those recruits I was talking about, just trying to make this the best class as possible.
And that's, if you're worried about recruiting, I mean, it's no matter what you're doing, whether you're doing chemistry homework or whether you're at football practice or lifting or whatever, it's sort of in the back of your head, and it weighs on you a little bit. Even early in the process, I'm guessing it was weighing on you.
Yeah, it was definitely weighing on me, just trying to talk to these coaches, trying to figure out where I wanted to go, because my normal plan was to commit in the summertime. And it started getting closer to that time, so I was going to try to take some unofficial visits, but it was just too perfect to pass up.
What has life been like for the Liberty football team now that you're sort of the hunted instead of the hunters? You guys are defending champions. Can you tell a difference already in that?
Yeah, you could tell a few teams. I've talked to a few players at other schools. They trying to talk some smack to us that say that they should have been the best team in the Valley last year, but it just gives us a chip on our shoulder to work harder in the weight room every day and go out there and compete.
How about for you guys? Is the hunger for trying to repeat the same as it was, when you're chasing that first title?
Yeah, definitely, because we don't have all the players were coming back this year, so all these players, they want to prove that they could have started last year and been just as good and repeat.
Okay, show off the ring for a minute. You got the ring in here.
Oh,
for the
you
first
got
time,
it?
I think. Oh, look at that sucker.
Ooh,
I
doggy.
like that. Don't look directly at it unless you have sunglasses on. Okay, it's very shiny.
Okay,
I like that.
Kurtis, now that you've said that, who are some of the guys? Obviously, people are looking at you, looking at Johnny Balderas. Who are some of those guys you're really kind of looking to shine this fall?
Definitely Zach Griffin. He came in for us. He shined towards the end of the season. Josh Robertson, he's going to fill in for Willie or Chris Barnes, his position. Also, Luke Fringer played a lot last year, and Lorenzo Hidalgo is definitely going to kill it at nose guard.
Okay. That was quick. I like it.
Yeah, he had that answer ready. And on the offensive side, obviously, have to replace Jordan Love. It sounds like maybe a little competition for that spot. But whoever it is, Coach Nixon can coach quarterback. So I'm sure at your position, you're not really real worried about it.
Yeah, our quarterback, I believe, is going to be our second string from last year, Bryson Faulkner. Nixon's been working with him super hard to get him get the right reads in, and I believe that he will lead us to another Valley championship.
Ooh, doggy.
You guys are in the spot, too, where it's sort of that sweet spot, and everybody's going to scream recruiting in high school football, which, of course, you can't do. But when you are at the top, you don't have to recruit. You're like a magnet, and kids who are moving or are looking for another situation or whatever the case might be, they want to come play at Liberty. So I know you've had a couple of those too. How is the chemistry with the team when you got a lot of new faces coming in and obviously a championship to defend? And are you guys riding just as high as you were last year?
Yeah, definitely. We have Cameron Meek that came in from Frontier, but he just perfectly fit in with our system so far. We're going out there on Wednesdays, going 7-on-7. He's perfectly fitting in, and it's feeling great.
What's 7-on-7 like for you?
It's actually, I'm playing wide receiver out there. So
are you really?
Yeah.
Well, you got to remember, he played. Did you play fullback? Because I know you played a lot of tight end. But
I played fullback and tight end.
Yeah. So I mean, we're talking to Gabe about taking on those responsibilities in the fall. I mean, Kurtis has already been doing it. Kurtis did a lot of it. You got a touchdown as a sophomore, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's BHS.
I guess I had forgotten that. But the hands are pretty good then. 7-on-7, you're not really taking dump offs either.
Yeah.
You got to get out there and run some routes. So how much fun has that been?
Oh, it's actually fun because defensive line, you got to stay there, do your own thing. But it's fun to go out there and be the show and get all in the newspaper for touchdowns, but we'll find out.
You've been in the newspaper quite a bit, my friend, so I think you're doing okay as far as that goes. Trevor, we got a couple of minutes left here with Kurtis, but give us a quick rundown of what people can look for prep-wise the next week or so. I know big swimming meet today between Stockdale and Liberty. You're going out to Arcadia this weekend. You had a story in the paper about the decathlon, which is going on today.
Yeah, so the decathlon's going on right now at Arcadia Multis. Nick Zandy's from Stockdale's in 5th place through 3 events. Daniel Richardson's in 9th place through the 3 events. So it'll be interesting. I will go up there tomorrow morning and watch them compete in the last 5 events. In the elite, we've got a whole bunch of athletes going on, but the big ones that we're looking at tomorrow or on Saturday night, Stockdale 4x1, Ben Hibbert and the boys 110 hurdles, Kurtis Threckeld in the 800 individuals. So that'll be big. I know you're a big Kurtis fan.
Yeah.
You just like Kurtis guys. And we got a bunch of guys in the field events. Alicia Viveros from Liberty is in the girls shot put and discus, as is Dennis Hicks in the boys long jump and triple jump. Felix Adamo, Cooper Felix Adamo, and Lawrence White, who's number 1 in the state, are both in the long jump. These are in the elite divisions. And then Ty Wallace from Liberty is in the girls triple jump. And we're just talking about the seeded and invitational. So those are the big ones against the state competition. So it'll be really interesting to see how Kern County athletes do against the rest of the state.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course,
and then I breathe.
Yeah, it's funny because there's been a lot of big track marks already. It seems like the season's roaring right along, and we still have like 8 weeks until state, so there's quite a bit of time for those guys to continue.
And it's really good to see these guys kind of get. This is like the precursor to the state championship that they'll see in June in Clovis. Obviously, they had it last week, the West Coast Relays at Buchanan. So this is a really good chance to kind of see, Lawrence jumped 24.9 at an SYL meet. People want to see him do that against top competition. And when you've got those fans and that whole, the entire stadium in Arcadia packed, if he can do that again, if he can replicate that, you look at Dennis Hicks, one of your buddies, who jumped almost 50 feet already this year. If he can get the 50-foot mark, the sky's the limit.
The triple jump really gets me. 50 feet in 3 steps.
I know, it's
like
absolutely
when you think
incredible.
about that. That's how freakish some of these athletes are.
And then really the guy that I'm looking at is Kurtis Threckeld, because you look at him, he's just a phenomenal athlete, and he's now finally getting the attention to the coaching. Vondre Armour is actually working with North and Centennial, so they're doing combined, which makes sense because they're still neighborhood schools if you think about it.
And that'll help Kurtis a lot.
And it is because Kurtis, Vondre, who helped Isaac Trevino win the state title last year, is helping him really kind of hone in on how to run the 800. So it'll be really interesting to see how well Kurtis can do. Absolutely.
And in baseball and softball, it looks like Stockdale's in the lead of the SWYL.
They're at Garces today.
Sports, so they keep playing. Curtis, you ever compete in track and field?
No.
If you did, what would your event be?
Ren's actually tried to get me out there to go throw.
Okay, shot, put, and disc?
Yeah.
But you decided to stick with the football, huh?
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, good decision.
Congrats,
congratulations
man.
again.
Thank you.
New University of Arizona commit, Curtis Brown of Liberty. He's Trevor Horn. Our producer is Chris McCullough. I'm Zach Ewing. This has been BVarsity Live. Goodbye, everybody.
Looking deep down the left side, Mendeville into the end zone, touchdown!